What's up, everyone? My name is Drew, and you're watching 4-Wheel Drive Drew, where I take you on all of my overlanding, car camping, and off-roading adventures. So today we're going on a little overnight camping trip. I have had a really rough week at work, and I thought to myself, why don't I go for a little camping trip? So I'm taking you somewhere that I think is going to be really special. I've never been there before, so I hope you stick around. So first things first, I have a lot of stuff to pack, and then we got to get going because we are racing against the sunset. It's about 5:15 right now. It's summertime, so the sunset's around 8:30, 8:45, but where we're going is 2 hours away. Also, can you sit? Can you sit? No, that's not sitting. Are you ready to go on an adventure? Are you ready to go on an adventure? Well, we gotta get our stuff packed. Let's go. 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 You excited? Okay. Okay. Ready? Come here. Now that the car is packed and I am dripping in sweat, I want to tell you a little bit about where we are going today. So I was looking in my camping app. I use this app called The Dyrt, D-Y-R-T, which is an app where you can find campsites of all types. Free, not free, state parks. I've seen lots of stuff on there, but it's all like user reviewed. They'll tell you, like if the cell service was good, what the situation is it drive-in, is it walk-in, all that kind of stuff. So I was looking earlier this week because I knew I wanted to take this trip to just brush the week off of me. I wanted to find somewhere that was less than 2 hours away, but still worth the drive and felt pretty and special. And to me, that's hard to do in Houston. But I got off work at 5. It's 5:40 right now that I'm all packed. So we just needed to find somewhere that would get towards sundown. And I thought, well, I grew up at the beach. I feel like a nice beach visit would be very nostalgic for me. So that's what we're doing. So I got a lift on this truck about a month ago now, and I've only done very light, very brief highway driving. Mostly I work from home, so I don't really drive a lot. But when I do drive, I'm just going to the gym and back, or just going to the grocery store, just going to see a friend, whatever, like less than 5 miles ever really, unless I'm going on a road trip. And this trip is about 60 to 70 miles, but it is my first time really on the highway with these new tires that I got with my lift. So I got the Toyo Open Country AT3s at the recommendation of the shop that installed my lift. I've got a 3-inch lift. It's an Ironman foam cell. I've got new upper control arms, lower control arms, did the ball joints, did everything. So it's about a 3-inch lift front and back. And then with the tires, we did 285, 75, R16 Toyo Open Country AT3s. So a lot of sidewall, and I'm noticing that I think it's because of all the sidewall, there's just a lot of wiggle room on the road. Like I hit like a crevice while I'm going down the highway. If I hit one of those like seams where two parts of cement or pavement or whatever come together, I can almost feel it like trying to find traction. So I'm very interested to see how these handle off-road. Not doing anything crazy today, just doing some light packed sand, which really any vehicle could do. I'll be honest, right now, I should just do a whole video on these Toyo Open Countries, because the quality of the highway driving is actually surprising. And, you know, let me know in the comments down below, like, I've never had true off-road tires on a vehicle. Let me know if you have Toyo Open Countries, what your experience is with them. If you notice the same like highway characteristics that I'm noticing, I'd really like to know. Did I buy the worst tires ever, or was I actually sold a quality set of tires? Only time will tell. My ETA is 8:03 and sunsets at 8:35, so just enough time to get camp set up, to get everything situated, hopefully get a fire started before it gets dark. I'm really excited to see the campsite. I just really hope that I can actually see it in all of its glory when there's still light outside. Sit. Good boy. Shake. Yes. These things are the best things ever when you're out camping. So it's a magnetic, solar-powered motion detecting light. I love these things. I stick them right on the side of my car. These fans I got off Amazon. They each have a 20,000 milliamp battery. Milliamp, I think that's how you pronounce it. They've got a light in the middle, they've got 4 fan speeds, and they'll last about 6 to 8 hours even on high because the battery is so big. In an emergency, they can also reverse the power and charge my phone if I need it. Tonight I am making vaquero scramble, which is kind of like a breakfast for dinner. It's got eggs, potatoes, peppers, and cheese to start the day off right. This camping is a little different from most of the camping that I'm used to because I'm very much still in civilization. I was told online that it is like a little bit more crowded on the weekends, and it is Friday night, so maybe it's just because it's Friday night, there's people kind of coming and going, but it also says like there's no limit on how long you can camp here, at least from what I could see. When I was trying to find a spot all the way down at the end, there's like a pull behind RV that literally has no wheels, and it's like a scene out of a movie. Like there's an oil drum fire out front and like a screen door that's been kicked in. One reason that I picked this vaquero scramble is because Balto really likes it. He's so cute. Honestly, I was so worried about camping with him. I've only gone camping with him a couple times, and every time he's just been fantastic. And I hope you don't blow it, buddy. He's just really good. He just wants to be here with me, you know, and I'm very grateful for that. If any of you have any tips or tricks on camping with your dog, that is something that I've been trying to find on the internet and I just simply cannot find. But I don't know, I say I need tips and tricks, he's laying down right now, so I'd say we're doing a pretty good job. Right, buddy? Yeah. I'm so ready for this meal, I am starving. Well guys, we just finished dinner and I think we split it about 50-50. I am exhausted from my week, and I'm really looking forward to getting some rest. There's a really nice breeze out, so I'm going to roll the window screens down and get to sleep. All right, so update. Balto and I are in bed, and the rest of the beach is not. The rest of the beach is very much wide awake. There was just a caravan of like 11 cars that just drove by, just like circling around the beach. Don't know what they're doing here. I think they're just going for a drive. I think that's what people do in this town, is just drive on the beach. There's a couple ATVs trying to rescue a pickup truck that's currently stuck in the mud about 100 yards away from my vehicle. So lots of commotion. You can probably hear Balto panting. That's because he is being a hall monitor and he wants to monitor everything that's happening around the truck right now. So we're having some trouble getting to bed, and it's about 11 now. I think if this is still going on by midnight, we're gonna call it. So I'm not sure if my camera can focus on that, but it is 12:45 a.m. and I have neighbors setting off fireworks down the road. So there's that. Hello. As you can see, we're driving. It's a little after 1, and you know, after the fireworks, I am on my way back to Houston. Boulevard Flats on a weekend, definitely more of a party vibe. Now I've been in a situation, I've been in places where like camping at night can be fun and can be a bit of a party. Maybe locally everyone knows of this beach as that kind of a place, and maybe there's research that I should have done. I was expecting people. I wasn't expecting so many people so late at night. We're on our way home now. We'll be home a little bit before 3 a.m. Overall, I'm pretty bummed, but I'm just trying to focus on getting home, getting comfortable, getting back to bed. So that's all we can do. Just gotta roll with the punches, right? That's all we can do with these kinds of things. It's all part of the adventure. So I'm gonna go ahead and drive. Stay tuned. We'll talk more in the morning. Is this thing on? All right, we're rolling. Hi, buddy. Good morning. Welcome to my apartment again. So, what happened last night? A lot. A lot happened last night. I want to get into ultimately why I left, because I don't think I was able to truly capture everything on film, but I just want to go over the pros and cons of the Bolivar Flats campground and the reasons why I left. First, let's start with the pros. Number one, accessibility. I want to start off by saying this is an affordable and easy campground to get to that anyone in the Galveston, Houston, Southeast Texas area can get to. I was able to get a beach pass at a local gas station, but apparently all local shops and restaurants sell the pass that's required to enter the Crystal Beach area. So you can't really go wrong with where or how you get it. You can get them just about anywhere. They were only $10 too. The gas station I went to only accepted cash for them, which, I mean, who carries cash in this day and age? It's 2024. But the gas station had an ATM, so it really wasn't that difficult of a process. Physically entering or getting onto the beach was also a pretty straightforward process. There was virtually nothing stopping me from just driving from the main road onto the beach. Now, some people might consider this a pro or a con, depending on how you look at it. On one hand, it's very easy to come and go. On the other hand, there's no one monitoring who comes and goes, which I think is what led to a lot of the traffic that I experienced when I was camping. It was super easy to navigate to with my GPS. The coordinates took me right up to the end of the road, which then transitioned to a bunch of packed sand on the beach. So it was super easy and anyone can get there with any car. Number two, facilities. Despite being so close to civilization, the campground itself was pretty primitive, but there were a few luxuries that I saw that I wasn't expecting. Trash cans. This beach had tons of them. Trash cans every 100 feet or so, which really came in handy when Balto needed to go number 2. Now, I have a roof box, and I'm no stranger to fully packing in and out what I create, and I have a way to do that without having it physically in my vehicle, but a trash can is still very nice. It made the process very easy. I was also shocked and pleasantly surprised to see a group of porta potties at the entrance of the beach. There were about 3 to 4, and in fact, one of them was even accessible. I didn't check the cleanliness of these porta potties. I want to make sure that you are well aware of that. But as someone who has been boondocking in the middle of nowhere before, when nature calls and you're faced with a porta-john or digging a hole, I'm gonna go with the porta-john. I'm also gonna make an assumption that most of you watching this video probably don't own a fancy van life composting toilet or one of those privacy tents. I certainly don't. So a porta potty is definitely a welcome addition. Okay, now it's time for the cons. I just want to get this out of the way up front. These cons could be pros depending on the kind of camper that you are and the kind of experience that you want to have when you go camping. Okay, let's get into it. Number one, nighttime activity. Shocker, right? I went on a Friday night, and in fact, it was the weekend before 4th of July. So maybe my experience isn't exactly representative of an average night at Boulevard Flats. But I still want to give you my cons because I think they're important. There was a lot, and I mean a lot, of activity all night until I left. I wasn't able to capture all of that activity because of course it was dark and I didn't want my flash to go off because I didn't want people to know that I was recording. But there were ATVs, there were golf carts, joyriding, lights, there were trucks, there were people. It was a hot mess. And then as you saw already, the cherry on top was my other neighbors setting off fireworks after midnight. If you can't tell already, that is not my style of camping. I like the peace and the quiet and the sounds of nature, but that didn't happen, and that's okay. Don't get me wrong, I get that there is a time and a place for like party camping, but that's not my type of camping. A lot of people go camping to reconnect with nature, and I don't think you can do that with fireworks. I grew up in Florida, near the beach. I am no stranger to a nighttime rendezvous with Mother Nature and some pyrotechnics. But setting off those fireworks after midnight while people around you are camping just didn't feel respectful. And that was the ultimate reason why I left. By the way, I want to make it very clear, I will be camping somewhere very different in the next episode, and you won't want to miss it. So definitely, if you haven't already, be sure to click that like and subscribe button so that you don't miss the next one. Now, I know part of this could have been mitigated with some window coverings, which I admittedly don't have. I've tried to make them on my own. I'm just not a very crafty person. And I know window curtains too are another option that are also a little bit easier to create and install, but with the way that my Sequoia is designed, the sides and the back go in a little bit. So when you put curtains in there that go straight down, it takes some of that space out of the interior. And for me, it makes it feel a little bit smaller than it already is. I've been thinking of getting some WeatherTech window coverings. They make some that are custom fit to my Sequoia, but they do cost quite a bit of money. So if you have any DIY tips or tricks on how you have created window coverings, if you're someone that has them, be sure to let me know because I am very interested in cost-effective alternatives. Number two, close to civilization. I think just like my last point, this could be a pro to some people and a con to others. From my camping spot, you could literally see the main road that I drove in on and all the streetlights. You could also see the nearby Port of Houston and all of the lights that had to offer. Again, some people might see this as a pro. Perhaps you're someone that's looking to venture out into camping, but you want a little bit more security. So maybe being close to somewhere or nearby other people is a pro for you. For me, I want to be, or at least I want to feel like I am as far away from civilization as humanly possible. The fact that I was so close to home was also a con for stargazing if that's your cup of tea. Because there was so much light pollution from the nearby towns and the nearby port, there was nothing in the sky. So guys, there you have it. There are my honest takeaways from the Boulevard Flats campground and my experience at it, the pros, the cons, and the ultimate reason why I felt I needed to leave. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below, and if you're not already, be sure to subscribe because you won't want to miss what I have coming up next. Thanks so much, everyone. I'll see you in the next one.
and cut.